Hello and welcome to I beat Elden Ring, but I can only level up my intelligence. So we start out where everyone starts out, in this little church, and fight the tutorial boss guy. Then we go from a cave to Limgrave. And then we meet our maiden, Melina. After meeting Melina, she gives us Torrent, which we use Torrent immediately to go to the Gatefront Ruins to grab a map. Then we go to Fort Heights, where we're going to grab the first half of the Dectus Medallion. We then head over to the Third Church of America, where we're going to be grabbing the Myths of Wondrous Physic for the run. It's very important. We then head over to Caelid, where we're going to be talking with Melina, because we entered Caelid for the first time, where she takes us to Round Table Hold. Not important for right now, but right after that, we're going to be heading down to the Swamp of Aeonia, where we're going to be grabbing the Meteorite Staff, and our first spell, which we use a lot during the beginning stage of the run, which is the Rock Sling. Shortly after, we head deeper into Caelid to grab another map fragment, and then we go to Fort Fairs where we're going to be grabbing the other half of the Dectus Medallion. That way we can use the lift later on. We go back to Church of Ella, which is the first church you basically enter, to talk to Ranni for the first time. She's going to give us the Spirit Calling Bell and a little summons, 3 little wolves. It's alright, early game. Don't use it much. We go to Lenny's Rise, I think it's the place, to grab a Memory Stone. Cheese this little guy for 3 souls. Runes, my bad. We pump that all into intelligence, of course. We then head to Waypoint Ruins where we meet a Mad Pumpkinhead in like a cellar area. We just take him out real quick, that way we can talk to Celia, I think's her name. We're just gonna I buy 2 spells from her. Don't use the spells. I use them just to like finish off a boss, not much afterwards. We then head to Stormgate, where we're going to be going through a shortcut to get to Learning of the Lakes, and pick up 2 map fragments for the entire area. After picking up those, we go and grab the key to get to the academy for later, and we start making our way up to Caria Manor. After running through all of Caria Manor, you're greeted with Loretta, where she's not a super tough boss, but I wouldn't say she's exactly easy, especially on newer players. But I mean, I've faced her many times. There's also an easy cheese you can do with her, but I didn't really feel like doing that. I felt like it just wasn't right. But with enough rocks and spells, she falls, but we also traded. After defeating her, we were able to enter the next place right after her and go talk to Ranni again. Then we talked to some of her friends. More importantly, we talked to this guy, Celavis, I think's his name. Don't really know it, but we go talk to him in his tower, where he gives us a little potion. We then also grab a little memory stone. We leave his tower and go find his little secret, where a bunch of puppets. We then go talk to Gideon, and he moves into his room. We can't really do much with the questline anymore. We go to Atlas Plateau afterwards to grab 2 map fragments. After doing that, we head to Caelid, Celia Town of Sorcerer, where we light 3 lanterns to grab Knight's Comet. Then we head to the Lutz Ruins to fight a demi-human queen, because after, we can open up a chest and grab the Ritual Sword Talisman, which buffs all damage by 10% when we're at max HP. Since we're not leveling up health, it's very useful because we're not planning on taking the damage. Usually. We then head up to defeat this Erdtree avatar. After defeating that Erdtree avatar, I discovered he doesn't drop the one I wanted. So we had to go mad just to reach the right Erdtree avatar. After we reached him, he drops many crystal tiers, but the one we really mattered about was the Magic Shrouding Craft tier, which buffs magic damage by 20% for 3 minutes. Pretty solid for a sorcery build. After going to Golden Lineage Evergoal afterwards, we go to meet Godfrey. Just throw a bunch of rocks at him, and he dodges, but he usually just hits by 1 or 2 of them, so then he falls too, but he uses Godfrey's icon. With that, it buffs all charged sorceries by 15%, but we need another Talisman Pouch. So we went to Margit, aka Morgott. But he's pretty weak at this state against my rocks and other spells, so he eventually falls and we get that Talisman Pouch. After his defeat, we gotta go kill a guy who's gonna betray us in a little bit. With him gone, we go up to Mount Delmore and then into Volcano Manor, where we can go down to grab a map. After we meet up with the ulcerated tree spirit in a lower area, but he's too powerful for me. So we decided to go fight Godric where, with the spells, he's not too much. He's pretty weak to them, but he can tank a little bit. But with range, he doesn't have much. With enough rocks, he falls too eventually. So it's seeming the biggest weakness to these demigods are just rocks. I wonder if the god of the land will be this weak to my spells. With them gone, I decided to go into the academy where we meet up with the Red Wolf or Radagon. And as I've said, the rocks, they just destroy one of their health bars. I don't understand why they made such an early spell so good. After getting the memory stone from the dog, we decided to go through the secret passage to grab Comet. Use that a lot later, then go through a little bit more of path to grab this talisman. Buffs all sources by 4%. Then I decided to, have a little trade with this guy. Then we go grab the best item for the run. All it does is buff my intelligence by 3, but man, it makes my head big. After making a poorly judged jump, we go and fight Renala. Not much to say about the fight, it's just throwing rocks at 3 people, then pelting her with rocks, and then when we get into the second phase, dodging her sorceries, casting my rocks at her, back and forth. It's a very boring fight. There's not much to it. It's more just walk left, dodge, throw a rock. We then went to this walking tower to knock them down and duplicate the remembrance. Didn't use the spell much, but if you wanted to use it, there's a way to do it. And get the staff. We then bought our helmet. Didn't really use it much during the run, but we will eventually. Right after that, we go to talk to Gideon now, since we defeated 2 sharp bears. We can tell him about the potion, give it to him. After doing that, we can return to Celavis, where we get bribed with a puppet. Go through the shortcut to Caelid, grab 1 Starlight Shard, grab another Starlight Shard, then grab another Starlight Shard, where we return to him to buy the other puppet. Once you do this, you have to go grab an Amber Starlight, but I grabbed that Somber Smithing Stone 5 for later. With the Amber Starlight, we return to Celavis to get the Magic Scorpion Charm, which buffs magic damage by 12%, but it also increases physical damage taken by 10%. But since we're not planning on taking damage, it wasn't a big deal. We go to fight the Draconic Tree Sentinel, and just like the rest, all we have to do is just throw spells at him from range while now our puppet keeps the aggro, and he falls. Also, the puppet might be my new favorite summon. He's so doofy. We return the EG to buy Somber Smithing Stones 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we head over here to buy, to kill this beetle for number 8. We go down below it to grab number 9. Then we go to the subterranean shunning grounds where we drop down to the lowest we can. And when we do that, we just go to a little pipe to kill another beetle to get number 7. Then under the dragon's wing, you can find number 6. Now for number 10, we have to go Tart the Varre. Go invade this guy. We invade him 3 times. He killed me every time because, tarnish and dodge pretty easily. The AIs can. We get this little cloth, which we have to go soaked in a maiden's blood. Once we go back up the mountain to where Vike can invade you, just soak it into his maiden's blood. Then Varre's going to take your finger, give you this little medal, which will bring you to Modin's Palace, but we're going to be grabbing a map from here and heading up this pathway to go grab the item. We find these people through the cave and all that, and in the chest, there's the Ancient Dragon Somber Smithing Stone. With Renala's staff leveled up, I thought I could beat the ulcerated tree spirit. Turned out I couldn't. So, decided to come back to him when I get another talisman pouch, that way I have all my talismans. We defeat Godfrey pretty easy. My spells dealt a lot of damage to him. And my puppet helped pretty good aggro against him. It was pretty easy. Right after that, we decided to equip the talisman and level up intelligence, of course. Then we headed right back to the ulcerated tree spirit, where we lost not as much. And then we eventually, beat the guy because my summon held aggro pretty well, and he didn't do the exploding attack when he got close to me, which I still to this day don't know how to dodge. I don't know if, like, am I just meant to run away? Is that what I have to do? With him defeated, he drops the Cerulean Hidden Tear, which eliminates all FP consumption for 10 seconds. To the Hermit Village, we're able to go talk to this guy to, grab Common Azure. See where you... I think you see where this is going. We go down to the Academy Crystal Cave to go fight the duo boss at the very end of it. The guy was a duo boss. But, with my puppet aggroing the sorcery one, we were able to keep our range from the melee one and just shoot him with spells until he got stunned and then killed it with one spell. Did the same to the next one. We then went up an elevator, went upstairs, and then up a ladder to go grab Terra Magica, which, once cast, will drop a sigil on the ground while standing inside of that sigil. It buffs magic damage from any source by 22.5% for 30 seconds. That's how long it lasts. Then, going to the festival, we are able to go fight Radon to put a little end to him. Had an embarrassing moment, first time trying to use a Common Azure. I think those weapons were blocking my path, or the path for the spell. Don't really know. Made me a little upset, but decided to just shoot him with a Comet with Terra Magica, and it dealt a good chunk of damage. After rewatching this part again, I realized he never went to second phase. I guess I dealt so much damage too fast that it kind of skipped it. Just like the strength run, whenever Morgott kind of just never entered his second phase. But after Radon, we see all the stuff he was holding back, including a big star, which creates a crater where we gotta head next. So once I'm done leveling up after Radon, gave me a good amount of levels, I'd say, we head down that crater and go pick up this thing, which lets us buy 1, 2, and 3 of the ghost glove wards. Glove wards. I think it's the name. We picked up a third one, but then we go fight the Mimitir, cheese him a little bit by unequipping the staff. But, after not being able to use the unlimited FP again, we do shred his HP with the Common Azure, so it didn't really matter anyways. But then we go pick up a fourth and a fifth one. Then we head into the city, where we need to pick up the next quest item, the Finger Slayer Blade and a Great Ghost Glovewort, which, using that, we go give the Finger Slayer Blade to Ronnie, where she just has this item, basically tells us, hey, you enter Venice Rise and go to Ansel River Main. My bad for forgetting the name. We grab a miniature Ronnie, talk to her at a side race, grab the Ghost number 6, and then the number 7th, then the 8th, and above there is the number 9th in a chest. My my capture card glitched, and I didn't realize in time, so sorry about that. And then we basically talked back and forth between these two. The rest of the side race to let her level up our summon, the Jarwit puppet, yeah. Then we go through there to go down to Blide, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Which also, I don't really understand the lore implication of this fight, but nevertheless, Common Azure kind of shredded his health bar, so it wasn't long that I was there. With Blide out of the way, we can go past them and then down an elevator to the Lake of Rot. But before we go through there, we go to the Academy where Renala is to grab this Dark Moon Ring out of a chest. Decided to try to tackle the Lake of Rot with only 3 flasks. Terrible choice, but with I think all my 11 flasks at the time, I was able to get through it. We run down and then past some enemies to a nice little coffin where we can get to Estelle, Natural Born of the Void, my bad. Where I was kind of worried about this fight for the entire run, because I never usually first try him. I've always had trouble with him, but I was pleasantly surprised with the fight. I always thought he was going to have a huge, damage negation to magic. Maybe he does. I it doesn't seem like it. Commoner destroyed his health bar. But after getting lucky, because this was one of the attacks I was scared about, I was able to just dodge past all the rocks, and yeah, it wasn't long. It was probably one of the easiest boss fights for mages. All I did was spam circle and then pop Commoner and a few other spells, but he was pretty easy. After his defeat with the Dark Moon Ring, we were able to go past him and up this elevator to the Moonlight Altar, where we finished Ronnie's questline in the Cathedral of Manus Celis, where we put her, we put the ring on her finger. We married her, basically. We then also grab the Dark Moon Greatsword, will become very important later on. We then go to meet Morgoth again. He kills me a few times, but you know, with enough tries, you eventually win, right? That's how it seems to be. Einstein said trying something over and over again, and expecting a different outcome was a sign of insanity or madness. Seems to work in Elden Ring. Don't have a problem with that. But yeah, Morgoth fell pretty fast because I kind of got very lucky with his positioning. Following his defeat, the tree says, no, you cannot enter just yet, so we have to go talk to Melina to get the Royal Medallion to go kill. We don't have to do it to kill this guy, but we kill this guy to get the right half of the Secret Medallion. You know. Then we kill this guy because he's mad at us for doing that. Don't really know why. But then we go up to the mountaintop of the Giants, where we grab a nice little map, and then we go to Castle Sol. What are we doing here, you ask? Oh, we're gonna fight a boss I hate. But, after dying to him, I come back with a vengeance. And I cheese the crap out of him. I didn't know they perfectly line up to kill both of his dunes, I guess? But yeah, he took a lot of damage. I was able to just finish him off with some comments. It was very easy. I usually have a lot of trouble on this guy. Magic might be one of the easiest playstyles in this game. Until later on. But then we grab to the left half of the Secret Medallion, head up through the secret passage to the concentrated snowfield. We're gonna go grab the map. I hate this area. It's so hard to see most of the time. But I forget, before we can do the rise that we need to do, we have to go get these little faint imps, where they have to kill one of these guys at this rise, where we can get the item. It unlocks it. It sucks. I hate it. But I got very lucky on the timing, where they killed the guy, got it open, and then I got the upgraded version of that talisman I grabbed earlier. This one buffed sorceries by 8%. Went back to the mountaintop of the giants to grab the next map, and then go fight the fire giant. Everyone loves the fire giant. Very boring fight. I hate him. But, you know, with lucky positioning, able to just kill him pretty fast. He wasn't much. Yeah. Pretty lucky, not gonna lie. Now looking back at it. Could have easily killed me if he did the 2-hit. We then go to the forge, where Melina shows us her true purpose, which is to burn the Erd Tree. We then wake up in the trembling fair Missoula. Since we're here, can you remind me who follows the fire giant as a boss? Oh, that's right, it's the Forston duo. Who lights these guys, honestly? But you know, after, like, I think it was a few defeats, like maybe 3 defeats, 2 defeats, we killed them. When one's focused on the puppet, I can just like destroy the other one with spells. Whenever you get one down, the other one's very easy. Again, as I've said in the last video, but you probably haven't watched that one. Be very careful. If the big one is focused on the summon, whether it be an NPC summon or like a puppet or a normal summon, he will focus you. I don't know with actual players though, but I'm assuming it's just like the other guy that you can summon, that he'll just focus you. Don't really know that though. Following his defeat, we get to the bird run. I hate this run, but you know, with range, makes it pretty easy. Got past it pretty fast. Then we go and destroy the what's his name? Draconic Tree Sentinel's brother, who's always waiting out outside Malekith's room. Don't like this guy. But not bad. He does get touched by my magic. Then we enter, my favorite boss fight. Maybe gets beat by Mesmer. Can't really decide between the two. But, him being my favorite and all, I can't fight him that well. So I died. A lot. And he found out I cheese some bosses, so he cheesed me. Like, look at that. What is that? But following a lot of more attempts against him, I finally got a good one. Um, finally didn't like, oh, I changed my flash, and he just throws rocks at me after, already fighting my puppet. I hate how that aggroes. I died probably about 5 times because of that. But this wasn't the worst fight in the run. Like my last run, this was the worst fight. This might be the second worst. But we'll see the worst one soon enough. Can we also just mention for a second his second phase attack when like he slams on the ground and those are like a bunch of slices? Can someone in the comments, if you've made it this far, please tell me how to dodge that? Like this one right here. I luckily dodged that, but I always panic roll when I see it. I don't know what I'm meant to do in that situation. I would love to know how to dodge it every time, but I just can't comprehend how to actually dodge it. Like, I panic roll towards him. Is that what I'm meant to do? Run at him? I don't know. If anyone knows how, please help me out in the comments. But eventually, with enough spells going at this dog, we can put him down. Sadly. He's such a cool boss. His boss weapon's also very cool. But after him, we enter the Lindell Ashen Capital, because with the Rune of Death, it burns the tree. We also hit the Max Intelligence right here, I believe. Then we go to fight Gideon. Don't like this guy. So I prefer to kill him on the first go, if possible, every run. Which this one it definitely was. He's such a boring boss. He just yaps for so long. Even after death, I just want to level up, man. Stop talking. But then we meet Godfrey again. This time, the real version of him. Yeah, I first tried him. I got very lucky. I guess with spells and a puppet, he's not much. He mostly just aggroes against the puppet, because, he just throws a bunch of pots at the guy, and he charges at him pretty fast. So, with sitting from range and just throwing the spells, he will aggro to me, charge at me, but then the little guy just throws a pot at him, and he gets pissed. It's pretty easy boss with sorcery and a summon, I'd say. Which another thing is, when he enters this state, it's so easy to just fill him with so much damage. Like, first phase and second phase. Because he just stands there. He has, like, I don't think any damage negation against any of it. It's just free damage. Same, like, with second phase, he does so many grab attacks, so if he grabs the summon, you can just damage him right after grabbing that person. I'm now realizing with a summon, this fight becomes very easy. I remember having a lot of trouble on him the first time fighting him, which I think is because of second phase, because he's like super aggressive, charging you a lot. Oh, I forgot about this. Did a nice little trade with him. I got a lot of trades during this run, interesting enough. Oh, and then we go to Fort Ferrith to grab Radron Sword Steel, and Mistwood Ruins to grab the Axe Talisman. That buffs charge attacks by 10%, I think. Then we also grab the Spike Crystal Tier, which buffs them by another 10% for like 3 minutes. Because Radagon and the Erdtree, or the Elden Beast, took me so many hours. I stopped recording because of how long it was taking. In recording alone, I have 47 deaths. Don't know how many afterwards, but I can tell you it's more than 10. So whenever I did beat him, I just took a clip on my PlayStation, which I had to record it through that. So happy I finally defeated him. Sorcery dealt like good damage in the first phase, but in second phase, I just never had enough mana to deal with the Elden Beast. Which also I hate dealing with Radagron's ranged attacks. Also, another thing with sorcery is he can just deflect it and deal such light damage to him. It's actually insane. So I decided to just not show the death rule for the Elden Beast. Because, 47 deaths, that's a lot to just sit through watching over and over again. But, yeah, so earlier when I was talking about Malekith and how he was the second worst, this was easily the worst fight. Right after Malekith and then Didion and Godfrey, I was like, oh, this it's gonna be over in like 30 minutes. It, oh my gosh, it took hours. I was just so done with with the game, honestly. This build, but finally finished them. I was very happy about that. What also doesn't help is my summon is only useful sometimes in first phase if he throws the. I don't know if Frag's going to be poisoned. I don't think he can. He might be able to. But he can be frost bitten, which I have to get lucky that he throws two of those pots. But I am also dealing frostbite with the blade, so it wasn't that bad. But the Elden Beast can't be affected by any statuses, which is terrible. I hate that. Because one of my first builds was like the Starlight Rot Poison build. Got to him and did nothing really. This Stars attack is the one attack that he has that I hate the most out of any. Because I just don't know how to get out of it except for hop on the horse. And sometimes that doesn't work because he just moves and does like the force slashes attack, which makes me stay in place because I have to hop off the horse to dodge him and stuff. So it's just if that's another attack. If anyone's even watching this far into the video, please tell me how that attack. No, don't tell me how to dodge this attack. I clearly know how to dodge this one. The stars attack. I don't know how to dodge that one. But after what feels like an eternity, the Elden Beast and Radagon fall, just like the rest. So right after him, we go ahead and summon Ranni. And that's when she starts the Age of the Stars. But if you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. Thanks for all the tips in the last video. I will be trying to buy a new mic soon. But thank you. And consider liking and subscribing if you don't mind. But the next build, due to a request, is going to be I can beat Elden Ring, but I can only level up my faith, which is interesting. So if you have any recommendations for incantations or something I should try in the build, I will be grateful for it. I don't really know what I'm gonna do for that build, to be honest. I didn't really know what to do for this build. All I knew was what was really good was Common Azure and stuff. But when I got to Elden Beast, it all kind of went out the window. And if you have any challenge ideas for after the Faith run, let me know in the comments. I will be glad to do them. I've been doing challenge runs for a while, so I don't really know what to do anymore, and I want to do what y'all want to see, not what I want to do. But most of the time I do want to do it, like the Faith run. I am pretty excited to do it. So yeah, peace.